Welcome back to another episode of Cooking with Love. I am your host, Monique Gigi, and this is not an impromptu episode. It is actually a premeditated episode. I'm going to be making kind of veggie pasta, but I'm adding shrimp for the protein. But if you don't want to, you don't have to. I have already heated up some butter in my skillet. Hopefully it's not too hot. I'm going to sit on the side. I have already seasoned my shrimp. You guys already know, or you should know, that I do like to do some steps ahead of time. Just kind of spill in there. And I season it with my favorite Tony's, as you guys know. I use some white pepper, a little bit of black pepper. I don't know why that came out weird. And some smoked paprika. So I'm going to toss these in the skillet. I'm not doing a whole lot. Of shrimp. Normally I would put a whole lot more in here, but it's mainly for my daughter's lunch tomorrow, so that's the gist of why I'm cooking the amount that I put. So it's mainly for her, not mostly for me, and that's quite all right. And I'm using the same veggie pasta that I've used before. Unfortunately, I checked my Parmesan cheese and it has gone bad, so I won't be putting Parmesan in it. I have some of this. I used this last time I cooked it 2 weeks ago. I didn't put shrimp in. I was like, this would be really good if I had some shrimp in here. So this is what I'm going to use. Of course, you can make Parmesan sauce, Alfredo sauce from scratch. I've never done it, like, technically, but it's not really hard. I might do that on here one day. And this is the pasta we're going to be using. So I'm going to put this in a separate skillet and start getting that going. The broccoli, I just used the simple broccoli from that you pop in the microwave this time. Granted, you can put it on the stove, but time is of the essence. So I think you guys remember this is what it looks like in the bag, frozen. So I'm gonna put that in this skillet. As such, you guys can see. I'm gonna use 2 bags of this. Of course, I'm gonna eat some. I'm actually very hungry right now. Very hungry, so I'll give you guys a closer so you can see what that looks like. Shrimp already. Look at that, guys. Doesn't that look good? Turn it down just a little bit. I think it says you're supposed to use 2 tablespoons of water per bag. I think I always end up using a little bit more than that. Yep, 2 tablespoons. That is right. Let me move this out the way. Spoon. Actually, I'm just gonna grab the glass, especially because I always end up using a little bit more anyway. Take that off of there, put that there. Put some water in there. Get that started. Normally, I think last time I ended up putting probably about maybe a half a cup. It just depends on how you like it. Of course, if you don't want to risk it and this not turn out well, you can always put it in the microwave. That is an option. Taste this one. That's good. It's something about the smoked paprika with the white pepper and the black pepper and something. It's something about all those mixed up. Really good. Now I'm like, I should cook the whole bag. You guys, how about today? Looking for the smoked paprika. I realized that this paprika that I bought is not smoked paprika. I'm a little upset with myself about that, but it's okay. I'll use some of this, but for now I'm using this brand. I need to find another. I have not been, I'm gonna say, try to make sure I'm mindfully using my words. I have not yet found this brand of smoked paprika. I've like Googled it. I still wasn't able to find it. That doesn't mean it's not going to show up at some point in time, you know. But as of yet, and I can't say that I did like a massive Google search. I won't say that. But I will say, when I just barely searched, it had not come up. This is really good, you guys. But, look at that. That's really good. Oh yeah. I think so this episode will air after last week's episode. So if you were wondering about the mukbang, I'm gonna pull out the vegan cheesecake because I left it in the refrigerator overnight to unthaw. So for those of you wondering if I combined the episode, I did not. Let's see. Oh shoot, I kind of got stuck on the top some of that. You guys can see. Got stuck on the top of the box. Well, let's see what's free. Let's grab a knife. Let's grab the same knife. I actually have some limes in my refrigerator. Let's see if there's a great difference in the taste of the lime. To me, you can slightly taste more lime. Now that it's unthawed. Good. Look at the consistency. That was good. That was really good. Uh-oh. I'll pick that up. I'm starting to cut. Move. Crackle. And it's just evenly cooking. Make sure that sauce. Because basically these are, this is the sauce. It's just frozen. And you can actually, put that back in there because I just cleaned the stove off, so it's good. You can actually make sauce yourself like that. I've seen it on probably YouTube or Pinterest. I know I've definitely seen it on Pinterest. And probably on Instagram, you know, those little quick videos. You can make a sauce yourself and freeze it that way. That way when you want it, it's already done. And all they do is put it in ice trays. That is it. That is all. But yeah, you guys, that's looking good so far. So good. I feel like I had some more Parmesan cheese in there, but oh well. But yeah, if you guys know to have a clip in my hair, like, why do you have a clip in your head? Because my hair kept getting in my face, and I don't have time to keep washing my hands because I keep touching my hair. I don't have time for that. I'm trying to cook and eat with you guys. But I'm dropping crumbs. This is really good. To be vegan, I would definitely buy this again. Definitely. Hey, I'm gonna post on my Instagram in a minute, but you won't see this video till later. But I thought, let me show you guys. And I completely forgot that I was supposed to be having this. So it didn't make sense that I bought this, but it was really good. It's probably not gonna look really good right now. But this is a homemade oatmeal cream pie. And I kind of smashed it a little bit. But this thing was huge. Like, this is what's left. This is my little hand. It was bigger than this. But they made the cream with, I want to make sure I'm not burning. For those of you who watch the episode of Cooking with Friends, listen, I burnt that bacon so bad. Like, I kept wondering why the kitchen was getting smoky, but it just wasn't clicking in my head. As I was involved in a conversation and trying to make sure I didn't forget the other things that I was supposed to do that I completely forgot about the bacon. But it's okay. It happens. Whatever. But they made the cream with cream cheese, and it is very good. I'm not gonna eat any more now. I'm gonna put this back up. Actually gonna let my daughter have some tomorrow, because I completely forgot about it early and didn't give her any. That's my excuse for buying it. Like, oh, I'm sharing it. But this is really good. Like, I'm gonna have one more piece before I go to bed. Not at this very moment, but I will definitely be buying this again. And I'm trying to think of how much it was. I think it was like $4 or $5. It might have been $4. $4.99 or something like that. But either way, like, that was well worth it. Especially if you're like trying to stay away from dairy, you don't want to consume soy products. I know a lot of, I'm just not here for the soy. And then it's funny because like some people say like I pronounce it wrong, but whatever. You could get an understanding of what I'm talking about. SOY, 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 soy. I think I was saying soy, and that's not it. It's soy. Whatever. I'm not here for it. I had an allergic reaction. I think I told you guys I had like my scalp had horrible dandruff. But that's okay. But you guys, I'm still like, even though this is gonna upload, I think like a week, 2 weeks after I'm recording it. I'm still in a place right now of just gratefulness. Like, God is so amazing, and you know, I'm just grateful for all that He's done and doing. And you know, I think sometimes we get so caught up on, we want things to be a certain way, and it has to be this and it has to be that, that sometimes, you know, we aren't counting the small blessings. And I know for sure I've definitely been that way at times in my life, and you know, it happens. It's okay. It's real life. We go through it, but I think it's up to us to be intentional about coming out of those moments quicker, where we're quicker to say, you know what, things might be going a certain way or appearing as they're going a certain way, but God, I just thank you right now in this moment for what you've done and what you're about to do, and not long term forgetting to appreciate those moments, because of course it can always be worse, you know. And I know that's a hard sometimes subject, especially for those who, you know, are going through things where their life feels like it's completely falling apart. This is the same kind of steamed broccoli. I think I've showed you guys this before. If I haven't, this is, if I don't cook the broccoli myself, like, and season it, this is what I use. They just did some repackaging, which I like it. It's very crisp and clean. So you just pop this in the microwave for like 4 minutes. That's that. So I'm just gonna pop this. I feel like you guys are like really far away. Let me do that. Okay, maybe that'll help. So I'm just gonna put all of that in there. I'm actually gonna take a piece first because it's really good. Like, this is the best. You don't know how to make broccoli yourself. You have to know how to season it. This is bomb. And then you don't have to put it in the microwave. You can put it in a pot. Oh, I just had an idea. I'm gonna have some taste roasted. That might be really good. You guys should probably like, you must be, I'm very hungry. Right, earlier today, I went to, you guys, of course this is gonna air 2 weeks later, but if you happen to see those soul rolls, I was like, I'm here to pick up egg rolls, and it was like, he didn't say but he was like, they're soul rolls, and I was like, oh, excuse me, my bad. Correct me. But they were very good. I will be going back and sitting down and eating there, because it was definitely well worth it. And I didn't even have them super hot because I forgot. Well, I didn't forget about it, but I was like, oh, I'm gonna come back because it might not be ready. And I went and got the oatmeal cream pie. And so I was like, oh, let me go, and I was walking back. The places aren't that far from each other. And so I got there, and it was still warm, but it wasn't like hot, like it just came out. It had, you missed it, it had sweet potatoes in it, greens, and macaroni and cheese. I've never been the type to like, well, I won't say never. When I was younger, I wouldn't mix my food up. Like everything had to be in a separate place. But as an adult, I can definitely appreciate that on so many different levels. So this is what we have so far. Looking pretty good, right? So now we're going to put some Creole seasoning in. I know you're probably thinking, oh, the broccoli is already seasoned. That's okay. We're doing our own thing. I'm gonna put some smoked paprika, not too much. I'm gonna put a little bit of white pepper. And then we're gonna mix it up together. I'm gonna have my eye down kind of low, not too high. I'm gonna taste it before I put the sauce in. And of course I'm gonna put the shrimp in last because it's already done. So I'm gonna grab, use this one I didn't use. Even though it's just me and my daughter, but still. I use a little bit more of everything. As you guys know, I always say initially be light-handed, because if you overdo it, sometimes it's hard to bring it back. Especially with sauces. You can add water sometimes, but that doesn't mean it won't take away from the integrity of the sauce. Like maybe 2 cans and taste the same. You know, you just want to be careful. So technically this would not be a vegan dish because I think the sauce from the pasta it has dairy in it. And I know for sure this does. So not a vegan option this episode, but I do have another one coming. Oh, excuse me. I was gonna make it tonight, but tonight wasn't the night. Excuse me. I must be. And plus I needed to do something I know she's gonna eat for her lunch. So I might record that this week though, because I want to try it because it's something new, so it's kind of like an experiment. Yeah. So the next 3 weeks may all be recorded in 1 week. And that's okay. I'll be ahead of the game. So I'm just putting some of this in here. This is not a full jar. Just so you know. And sometimes, well, have I ever used a full one? I don't think I've ever used a full one. I think I've used like most, but not a full jar. And normally at the end I would take some Parmesan cheese and sprinkle on top. But it's probably like a half a jar. So like 1 jar should do like 2 meals. Depending on if you like a lot of sauce, then hey, you may use the whole thing. I know I didn't. Anyone else listen to Stephanie Singer? I hope I'm not butchering her name, but that's how I pronounce it. She's awesome. I love her worship. And Chandler, I can't think of his last name. Chandler Moore. They have a song on, I think it's called Treble YouTube channel. It's so good, you guys. It's called The Refiner. Yo. It's awesome. Really awesome. So I'm gonna bump up the sauces again. I mean the seasonings, of course, because I did put quite a bit of, not really quite a bit, but I added more sauce. So, of course, we're going to need to combat that with some more flavor. But you guys, I think it's just so important for us to just remain as much as possible in a place of gratefulness unto the Lord, and just really allowing him to do what he wants to do in our lives. And I think when we have that posture of gratefulness and just really keeping our eyes on him, I think we don't look at situations as so horrible and so bad, and it's falling off. So that means I can eat it. You know, it's a lot easier to see the good. I was talking to someone over at work over the summer, and I was just like, you know, actually a couple of people I've told this to, but I think I've told you guys a lot of things are perspective. You know, are you gonna only look at the situation as half full or half empty? Like, it's up to you. You know, like, yes, this happened, but what can I learn from this situation? What can I get out of it that's going to help me grow and make me better? You know, if you're only, and I use this term for certain people, but don't be a negative Nancy. Like, it's not benefiting you. It makes others not want to be around you. I know me personally. Oh, I spilled food on myself. If people are like extremely negative, it makes me not want to talk to them. Because I'm such a positive person, I feel like 99% of the time. Like, I may have my moment where I vent, but I try my hardest not to ever stay there. And because I don't want to stay there, I don't want you to stay there. I'm always, like, trying to help people see, yeah, this happened, but what about this? You know, God might allow this to happen for one reason. You know, I was in a bad car accident. Thankfully, you know, me and my daughter were okay. But you know, some people could have looked at it like, oh, your car is total, blah, blah, blah. I looked at it as, well, thank you, God, we were okay. Neither one of us or the other people were seriously injured. And my car was total, so guess what? Now I get to go looking for a new car, you know. And some people they just may be upset they were even in a car accident in the first place and not, you know, saying, well, even looking at it is like, wow, God spared my life. You know, I could have left this earth today. Oh, that's good. Now a little bit of water. Just a little spicy. And that's okay with this sauce, I feel like, because it's kind of thick anyway. And I always like to thin it out some. So, but this one, I think it's perfectly fine to add some water to it. Now, if you just like it thick, oh, excuse me. God bless me. You may want to, well, if you don't have any left, then you don't have any left. But at that point, if you had some left, you would just add some more if you needed to. Thin it out because of, you know, it's too hot or whatever. So I say be careful, not to do too much at once. But yeah, you know, I don't know. I feel like if you're always negative, like, it's so draining. Like, I don't want to be that way. And, you know, but I do understand, like, some people just are like that, and it's because of their upbringing, it's because of just, you know, things that have happened to them, that they're jaded. I've been jaded at points with certain things. Yeah, but, you know, we just gotta pray for folks. That's what I just feel like. Like, you just gotta pray their perspective changes, pray that their heart changes, and that's major in itself, because, you know, somebody can be that way forever, and it's like, that's not good either. You know, we have to pray for each other. We have to encourage each other, because this life is not an easy thing to be in, you know. And that's why I think it's so good to have people around you who, like, really row for you, and you have that camaraderie. And turn myself on first, you know, because being out here by yourself, it can be a lonely feat. I mean, you always have God, of course, But I believe God places people in your life for a reason, you know. Even if you don't like some of those people. Like our family, I feel like they're the people, like, we are unctioned by God to pray for no matter what. Like, like, yeah, you may not fully like them, but no matter what, I feel like you have to pray for your family. You have to, you know, I would say encourage them, but some people, some family members, even you gotta love them from a distance. So that's what I say. Your family is the people who, no matter what, you pray for, you know. This one, I'm gonna taste it one more time. It was just good a minute ago. But make sure it's not too spicy. It's the little one. Oh yeah, it's a lot better. She got that. And then I'm gonna put my sugar in. You guys, I gotta wash dishes. I don't feel like it. I think I told you guys my battle with washing dishes. Like, I don't like a dirty sink, but I don't like washing dishes either. Now I feel like I should have cooked more shrimp. Because it looks so good, and I know it's not enough for, it's enough for her lunch. For her to have a few, but not for both of us to fully partake and enjoy. Yeah, you guys, that is amazing. And I'll mix these up in here so the shrimp can get some of that flavor and the pasta can get some of that flavor. So you can do this vegetarian and not put the shrimp in, or you can do it and put the shrimp in and it's technically pescatarian. Or whatever you want to call yourself. But here we go. That's it. So I'm gonna let that sauce kind of sit for a minute. It's gonna thicken up just a bit. And then I'm gonna eat just a little bit. And that's it. You know, I just encourage you guys to, you know, don't discount the small moments. As easy as it is to do so, try your hardest not to. Especially, I don't know why I feel this, but this upcoming week, and I know this is going to air 2 weeks after, but it is for when I'm saying it, when you're watching it. Try your hardest to just focus on the things, even the minute things God has done, that we a lot of times discount, like, oh, I woke up this morning, whatever. No, like, just begin to tell him how much you appreciate those things. And like, I promise you, if the more we do that from my own personal life, my perspective begins to change. Like, I just feel sometimes we can forget how blessed we are, you know, and doing that in those moments is like, you know what, God, I appreciate life. I appreciate all that you've done for me. And, you know, in return, sometimes God just like pours the blessings down on us, you know, and because he sees we're trying, because he sees that we're appreciative of what he's done, and not that he won't bless us anyway in certain circumstances, but it's just like, you know, if you have a child or a friend who just is just very appreciative of you, it's like, you know what, I want to do something nice for you. Like, it moves our hearts, and I think us being more appreciative moves God's heart to just bless us even more. That's my opinion. You have to agree with me, but you know, I just think we just have to take more moments to be like, you know what, God, thank you. You know, because at any moment we could be out of here. And I like that Dr. Miles Monroe, one of the things that he said, if you haven't listened to any of his sermons, please go do so. He's passed on now, but his stuff still rings true to today. And one thing that he said is that there's so many, I'm paraphrasing, but basically there are a lot of gifts in the grave because people went to the grave with their gifts on the inside of them, instead of doing what they were called to do in the earth. And I don't want to go to the grave. I want to go to the grave empty with all of the things that I was supposed to do. I did, and I touched the people I was supposed to, and blessed the people I was supposed to, talk to the people I was supposed to talk to. Like, I want to do all of those things. I don't want to go to the grave full of all the stuff that I was supposed to do. you know, and I just think us being more mindful to appreciate the big and small blessings God has done helps us get closer to that point of walking in our callings, you know, walking in obedience and doing the things that He's called for us to do. You know, it's not an easy feat, but it's a necessary thing. I pray that this episode blessed you. If you want to follow me on Instagram, you can do so. I will be uploading, this is a new thing I'm trying out. I'll be uploading on Facebook. It is Cooking with Love, the same way it's spelled on my YouTube channel, on Tuesdays, and then Wednesdays it'll go on YouTube. So if this episode blessed you, by all means, please share it. Like it, subscribe, turn on your notifications. If you made any of the dishes, and I would of course love to see how they turned out. My Instagram is GigiLux, GigiLuxe, and that is the same for my Twitter. If I'm online and you got some questions, holler at me. I have no problem answering any food questions. And I think that's about it. I pray this episode only blessed your stomach. I pray that it blessed your soul. And you guys have a terrific evening. Or whenever you watch this day, whatever. You know, stay blessed. Keep it classy, San Diego. That movie is funny. But anyway, bye you guys.